Good day, students. On this clip, we're going to be going over how to use the unit circle. So this is part 4 of the series on using the unit circle. So let's go ahead and write down the instruction for the two problems we're going to be doing. So we are to find the exact value of all 6 trig ratios for the given angles. Okay. All right. So you can see that in this problem, we're going to be having 6 answers for each question. So question number 1, we have theta equals 315 degrees. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to look for 315 degrees on our unit circle and extract the coordinates, okay? So let's see, 315 degrees is right here. So this is 315. So what we need is this coordinate right here. Root 2 over 2, negative root 2 over 2, okay? So 315 has a coordinate root 2 over 2 and negative root 2 over 2, okay? So this is your x coordinate and this is your y coordinate. Now we're going to use our unit circle ratios to find the value of all 6 trig ratios. Now for sine theta, we have sine 315 degrees. If we look at the unit circle ratios, sine 315 is the y coordinate. And the y coordinate on this point is negative root 2 over 2. Okay? All right, now let's look for the reciprocal uh, relative of sine, which is cosecant. So what is cosecant 315? Looking at the unit circle ratios, cosecant 315 is 1 over y, or the reciprocal of sine. So we can just reciprocate this answer, or write this as 1, or write it as 1 over negative root 2 over 2. So let's just reciprocate. That's faster. So we have negative 2 over root 2. Okay, you can have a square root in the denominator, so we need to rationalize the denominator. Okay, so multiply by root 2 top and bottom. So that yields negative 2 root 2. Root 2 times root 2 is root 4, which is just 2. These two 2's divide out. 2 goes here 1, 2 goes here 1. So you're left with negative root 2. Okay? All right, next we need a cosine. Cosine 315 degrees is the x coordinate of the point. All right, the x coordinate is root 2 over 2. So put that down, root 2 over 2. Now the reciprocal of cosine is a secant function. So what is secant of 315? Secant of 315 is 1 over x. Okay, or we can just reciprocate this. If we reciprocate this, we'll get 2 over root 2. Okay, now to rationalize the denominator, we're going to multiply top and bottom by root 2. So root 2, and that will give us 2 root 2 over root 2 times root 2 is root 4, which is just 2. Divide top and bottom by 2. 2 goes here 1, 2 goes here 1, and your final answer is root 2. Okay? All right, next we need tan 315. So tan is y over x on your unit circle ratios. So we're going to just divide these two coordinates. So we'll have uh, y, which is negative root 2 over 2, divided by x, which is root 2 over 2. Okay? Now, we're going to drop, change, flip, or multiply the first by the reciprocal of the second. So we're going to write this as negative root 2 over 2 times 2 over root 2. Okay? These two 2's divide out. And then these two radicals divide out also. And your final answer is negative 1. Okay? All right, the reciprocal of tan is your cotangent function, cot 315. So what is cotangent 315? It's x over y, or the reciprocal of tan. So if I reciprocate negative 1, I'm going to have 1 over negative 1, and the final answer is also negative 1. All right, So let's go ahead and organize our six trig ratios. We have sine 315 equals negative root 2 over 2. As reciprocal relative, cosecant 315 is negative root 2. Cosine 315 is root 2 over 2. Secant 315 is root 2. Tan 315 is negative 1. And cotangent 315 is also negative 1. Okay? So that goes your six trig ratios for theta equals 315 degrees. Okay? All right, so there we have it. Now we're going to move along to question number 2. Question 2 is a radian measure. So let's go ahead and write that down for question 2. We have theta equals negative 2 pi over 3. Okay? All right, so let's write this down, and then let's look for negative 2 pi over 3 on our unit circle. All right, so negative 2 pi over 3. Where is negative 2 pi over 3 on this circle? Let's see if we can find it. So we're going to use the up or down reflection trick here. So what we need to do is first of all we're going to find the positive angle, 2 pi over 3, and then we're going to reflect up or down. If it's down, we reflect up. If it's up, we reflect down, okay? All right, let's look for 2 pi over 3. There you have 2 pi over 3 right there. So you see this is our first point in the first quadrant. We're going to reflect straight down. So if I reflect straight down, we're going to end up with that point right there. Okay, so this point, 240, is the same thing as the same angle as coterminal with negative 2 pi over 3. So this value right here is the same thing as negative 2 pi over 3. Okay? So we're going to use this angular value and this point right here. So this is the point we're going to be extracting to do the problem. Okay? So don't forget, anytime you have a negative, you go up or down on the reflection of the positive angle. All right, so let's write that down. Let's see. Negative 2 pi over 3 is equal to 240 degrees. All right, so let's see. The point for 240 degrees on the unit circle, so negative 2 pi over 3 is negative 1/2 and negative root 3 over 2. Okay? All right, now this is our x coordinate and this is our y coordinate. We're just going to use the unit circle ratios to finish this off. So let's start with sine. Sine of negative 2 pi over 3 is your y coordinate, and your y coordinate is negative root 3 over 2. Okay? Now the reciprocal of sine is cosecant. So cosecant of negative 2 pi over 3 is 1 over y. We're going to reciprocate this, which is negative 2 over root 3. We can't have square roots in the denominator, so we'll rationalize the denominator, root 3 and root 3. And that yields negative 2 root 3 over 3. All right, now moving on to cosine. Cosine negative 2 pi over 3. Cosine is 1 over x. Cosine is x. There's the x coordinate. So the x coordinate is negative 1/2. All right. Next, we need secant. Secant negative 2 pi over 3. Secant negative 2 pi over 3 is 1 over x, which is a reciprocal of cosine. If I reciprocate cosine, I'm simply going to get negative 2 over 1, which is just negative 2. All right. Now moving along, we have tan. Tan of negative 2 pi over 3 is y over x. Okay. So y is negative root 3 over 2 divided by x, which is negative 1/2. All right. So what we're going to do is multiply the first by the reciprocal of the second. So we'll have negative root 3 over 2 times negative 2 over 1. I'm going to divide out the 2's. 2's divide out. And a multiply across. you end up with, there's a 1 here, with root 3. All right, cotangent negative 2 pi over 3. Well, it's going to reciprocate our tan to get that value, okay? So if I reciprocate tan, cotangent we know is x over y. If I reciprocate tan, I'm going to get 1 over root 3. So rationalize the denominator, multiply by root 3, top and bottom. And then your final answer will become root 3 over 3. All right? So there goes all your 6 trig ratios. Let's go ahead and organize them in a list. So we have uh, sine negative 2 pi over 3 equals negative root 3 over 2. And its reciprocal cosecant negative 2 pi over 3 equals negative 2 root 3 over 3. Cosine negative 2 pi over 3 equals negative 1 half. Secant negative 2 pi over 3 equals negative 2. And last but not the least is tan, and its reciprocal relative. Tan negative 2 pi over 3 is equal to root 3. And then cotangent negative 2 pi over 3 is equal to root 3 over 3. All right, so there goes all your 6 trig ratios for the angular value of negative 2 pi over 3. All right, so there you have it. So thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. Feel free to subscribe to my channel by clicking up here. And you can click like if you like the video. Please post a comment. Tell me what you think about this clip. More videos can be found on mathyourself.com. Thanks again and have a wonderful day.